Bet my name's Colin Robertson. My last bid, I did a total of 9 years. I've done over 16 altogether between jail and the penitentiary. Done a lot of time, over half my life, bro.
So where are you from?
Tennessee, man. Tennessee. I'm in a little town right outside of Knoxville. If you ever heard of Gatlinburg, like it's a huge tourist attraction. Like I'm in the same county, so I'm staying in a little small like country area. It's called Kodak. Real quiet, you know, out the way.
How was life growing up? Did you have both parents?
Nah, man. So I when I was like 9 years old, my mom and dad got into it. My dad cheated on her or something. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was so heartless already, right? Like I was the only boy. I was the only boy in my family. So I got four sisters, bro. I was the only boy in the house. And there ain't much of nothing for me to do around the house. I'm in the country. I'm around all these little girls all the time. I wanted to get out and do stuff. By the time I was like 11, 12 years old, I was already smoking bud and getting into other stuff. And by the time I was 13, I was off the porch, like completely in the streets. Done picked up gang banging, selling, doing, and it just escalates from there, bro. It seemed like every time I got in trouble, it made me go harder, right? Like I didn't learn my lesson from it. I was just my heart was so hard from it, bro. From like I don't know really what I was even mad about. But yeah, like my heart was just so hard, bro. Like I said, I pushed everybody away, bro. I just wanted to be on my own and I wanted to be grown. So that's what I tried to do. But I had like the wrong role models, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I had people, they didn't know no better neither. Like they grown men and stuff, but they didn't know no better neither. They've been in the streets their whole lives. So this is who was teaching me things, right? And yeah, when I picked up the gang banging,
What gang was it?
I was treetop pirate. I still am, but I'm lean back. I ain't on that, bro. I'm out the way. I got a family. I don't rotate. I still talk to the homies and shit, but I don't rotate no more.
You don't see too many white bloods. Do you think you have to put in more work
A
than the regular
whole,
person?
bro, I was gonna get to that on my own, right? Like, yeah, I was about to say, man, like even in the streets, like, okay, by my homeboys, bro, I was never looked at as the white boy. They never looked at me like that. But I still felt like I had to go harder than everybody else. I still felt like I had to constantly prove myself. Even when I got a little juice, I still felt the same way. When I got to the penitentiary the first time, it was completely different, bro. It's completely different than the streets. I'm around all these other bloods from Memphis and Nashville. And I ain't gonna lie, most of the homies from Nashville was cool. But the homies from Memphis, every one of them was racist. Every one of them, bro. For real. I'm just speaking the real. And I got tried a lot. I wasn't going though. So yeah, like I had to put in a whole lot of work to prove myself, especially in the penitentiary.
When you say they were racist, would they just like make remarks out loud in front of people, or just the way the things they said, or by the
Yeah,
actions?
like they would try to do it in a playing way, like sometimes we'd be just shooting shit or something, and one of the homies from Memphis be like, "Nah, you ain't on that. You a white boy." Or something like that. You feel me? That racist shit. Bro, behind every joke, there's a sliver of truth. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes it funny in the first place. Behind every joke, there's a sliver of truth. So yeah, bro, I was constantly watching everybody that was around me, and I tried to be around people from, around Bloods and stuff from where I'm from East Tennessee. But yeah, we still had to mix with them.
What kind of things did you see in the streets before you went to prison? Did you see shootings?
I was in the middle of all of it, bro. All of it.
And what's that do to you seeing all this?
I don't really even know how to put that into words, to be honest. Eventually, it's almost like I got numb to things, bro. Like literally, I got so numb to things, like to the point to where I didn't even care about my family and stuff no more. See what I'm saying? Like for real, bro. Somebody called me, oh, your auntie died or your granny died. Like I'll be like, oh man, that's sad. I don't even go to the funeral. I ain't worried about it. Seriously. Like that's how cold it made me, bro. It does something to you. I just can't explain exactly what it is that it does to you.
What you were in prison for? Can you explain to the viewers how it happened from the beginning?
The day I caught my charge. Yeah, man, I was already on the run, right? I actually beat this charge. This dude that he's got, it's actually my sister's baby's daddy. Now, she done this afterwards, which is it's gonna sound crazy, bro. But this one guy in the town that I was living in, I had actually just got out of jail. I had been home like 4 months. Well, actually, I just got out the penitentiary, but I went to the boot camp. It was my first time in prison. I've been home like 4 months, bro. So I get into it with this dude at a gas station, and he take off. He called the police. He say I shot his car up. The police get there. They look at the car. They see there's bullet holes in the car and stuff. He wrote a statement on me. So I was already on the run for that. I knew I was on the run for that. I'm staying in hotels. I'm trapping out different hotels and stuff like that. I'm traveling back and forth from here to Detroit, getting packages, right? Different things, swinging. I'm just staying in all these different hotels up in like Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. It's a little tourist town, so you can easily blend in and make money, right? Like it's an easy way to blend in and make money, especially if you're on the run. It's super easy up here. So yeah, I'm doing that and I'm on the run for that. They had me charged with 2 attempted murders, reckless use of a firearm, and possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. Obviously, they looking for me pretty hard, you know. I ran from 'em for like 8 months. I was super paranoid, bro. I wasn't even sleeping most of the time. For real, like I would toot to stay awake because I didn't trust nobody around me. Not even the girl I was with. I'm meeting somebody at this McDonald's off of this exit down here. It's called 407 McDonald's, right? And they hit me up and it was weird. I knew it was weird, bro, because they was like, oh, I want a G of some dog. You know that. So I was like, all right, bet I got you. But when I hung up, I immediately thought like, damn, I done talked to this person about this multiple times and they'd always get like pills, right? They wouldn't never get the dog. They never mess with it. They was just like, oh, no, I ain't never did it, da da da. They hit me up for a gram, and all right, here, nobody else had it, bro. That's why I was going all the way to Michigan. So I was literally introducing it to folks out here, bro. Like for real. So yeah, I knew this was weird, but I still went anyways. I was greedy. I'm on the run. I'm literally paying $100 and something every day to stay in hotel rooms. Like I needed the money. So I go and they asked me to meet them at the 407 exit. I go to McDonald's and I'm waiting. I knew that's what they meant. They didn't even say it openly. When I pull in the parking lot, I see an unmarked, it's like a gray, I forget exactly what model of Ford it is, but it's a Ford police car. They're gray and they got a ghost decal on it. You can only see it when it's from a specific angle, right? So I'm looking in the rear view, and when he turns, I see it's a police car. So I sit there for a minute, and the girl I was with, she's in the passenger seat, and I'm like, fuck. I was like, that was weird, wasn't it? He's going through checking license plates. The car the car I'm driving, is her car. So I ain't thinking of it, nothing of it. I'm like, fuck this. I'm about to go in and get something to eat. Right? I ain't just gonna pull out. So yeah, I go in, I get something to eat, I sit down for a minute, and I was probably in there for 5 minutes, bro. And the girl I'm with, she's like, they're getting you right now. And I was like, the fuck? So I look, and bro, the parking lot's getting full of SUVs. They got gang task force, drug task force, almost every police in this county, bro. It was crazy. Seriously, they literally had 16 cars, bro, all black. They pulled up like the feds. All of them got the gear on. I tried to run through the west doors. They coming in the west doors. I turned and looked towards the east. They coming in that side too. So I try and jump the counter. A good Samaritan employee at McDonald's. So I'm pulling myself over the counter, pushes me to the police. They pushed me back across the counter. Yeah, because I was gonna run out the back. Tried to anyway. Right. But yeah, so they got me right there. And I was right below Smokey Stadium, like the Tennessee Smokey baseball team. So they hit me with that ballpark charge. Yeah, they hit me with that ballpark charge. But I beat it though. I had a good attorney. It cost me a lot of money, but I beat it.
When you got caught, you knew they was going to sit you down for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Like, bro, it was so crazy, right? I knew something was wrong, homie. Like, I was just, man, I was so paranoid I couldn't think straight. But I never took my shit off me around nobody, bro. Never. I always kept it on me, right? And for some reason, I took everything I had out and I put it in the seat of the car, right? And I threw a hoodie over it. Now it's in like a container. All right, it's in like this big orange container. It's got a lock on the top. It's it'd be like airproof, right? So it's sealed, so no smell or anything like that in it. But yeah, so I throw it in the seat. Police is doing the search. They got me for the charge I was on the run for these attempted murders. When they're doing the search, they asked the girl if they could search her car. She's like, nah. I was like, just don't tell them motherfuckers nothing. I'm telling her right in front of them. Just don't tell them shit. I was like, we're gonna be straight. I'm telling you. All right, so she tells them, no, they can't search the car. They take her keys and they search it anyway. Right? They said they had probable cause. Oh, we seen drugs through the window, but this is a lie, bro. I looked back. I checked everything before I walked in. They didn't see nothing. They just made this shit up. 11 officers conducted the search on this car. None of them wore a body camera. Not one of them. It's dirty down here. Bad, bro. So, yeah, they hit me with possession with intent to distribute, schedule 1, 2, 4, and 6. They had another charge of selling delivery, right, for this personalized meat. So I know I knew who told them at that point. As soon as it happened, I knew, right? I was only meeting one person.
All that happened. Would you say that when you're in the streets, you can't trust anybody? It's a lonely life.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro. It's the truth. Like, okay, I had one homeboy. We was like this, all right. And he was treetop too. We was like this though because we was the same age, and we was growing up around all the same things, and everybody was older than us, right? So we like, bro, when I tell you we was going hard out there, like together, everything we did together. That was my charge partner for real. But he was already locked up at this time. So yeah, like other than him, that was the only person I trusted like that. But I ain't gonna lie, even with him, it was always sitting in the back of my mind, like, man, bro might snake me out because I've seen him do it to other people. Like for real, bro. I wish I could say a lot more. It's just I can't say certain things.
So you're in jail now. What kind of things do you see in jail? Do you have support from your family while you're in jail?
Nah. So bro, like I said, I was super paranoid out here. So I started using, right? I was using the dog. I was popping beans sometimes, doing Molly, right? Different things. So I go into jail and I got this habit off this dog food. I didn't have no support from my family or nothing like that. I get in there and I'm super sick, bro. Like I was so sick. So I'm coming off that dog, trying to sweat it out. I was sick for like 30 days. I met one dude in there, little Robert Sosa. I love bro to death. He's still locked up. But I remember he came to me like the third day I was there, and he was like, bro, you ain't ate or drank nothing since you been here. Like, bro, you gotta drink. He's like, I know you sick, but you gotta drink at least, bro, and try to eat something. So like he was bringing me tumblers of water and stuff, bro. Like I literally couldn't get up to get it myself. That's how sick I was. Like I felt like I was dying, homie. So I get in there, and you know, I'm coming off that. It took me a couple months to bounce back. When it did, you know, I got cool with a couple people. I had one homeboy come in there I knew off the street, Kevon Ware. It's my dog. We was like this, grew up together. When he come in there was two storemen in there. They was like, I don't know, some type of Aryan stump. We punched on them and put them out and took their store. I ain't had no other way to survive, right? So like that's what I did, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I extorted folks. I would rob people, just whatever to get money.
That's what I try to tell these young folks. When you're going into prison, you don't have to do nothing wrong. You can get targeted just because you got a little bit of money.
Even if you ain't got a little bit of money, bro. Like I've seen I've seen people get robbed for like $5 commissary sets. You know, like people money ain't hit. They got change left. They might order a soup or a few soups or something. I've seen people get robbed for that. Literally, especially in the county. It's worse in the county jail. You know, in the penitentiary, you got more access to things. So, you know, like even like just peons, people who ain't affiliated, don't get no money or nothing. Like they might make something for somebody, fix something. You know, they got ways to get food and stuff. You know, so it's a lot more accessible. But you still got all the youngins that gonna come in here, bro. And you know, some of them fold. They be the frontline dummies though. I know I was one of 'em. I was one of 'em. For real, bro. A1 crash out.
What's some advice that you can give to a young person that was going down the same road you were?
Man, get out of whatever you doing, bro. Get out. I promise you there's another way. And if you seeking the right things, bro, like everybody say, I ain't gonna lie, like I even used to say, like my mom and stuff would be on my ass, and I'd be like, man, I'm trying. I just won't nobody give me a break. All right, I'm trying to get a job. I was lying though. I was full of shit. Man, bro, if you really try, somebody gonna help you. You gonna have somebody that's gonna help you, somebody that wanna help you, even if you ain't never met them before. You know, so just man, move away from whatever you doing and find another way. I promise you it's out there and it's a whole lot easier. Take the path of least resistance. And that don't mean the quick money path. Because anything look too good to be true is usually too good to be true.